Hey everyone, Wolf Lord Rho here. Today I thought I'd give you 3 reasons I absolutely loved The Lost and the Damned, and 1 reason I didn't. I've just finished my second listen through of the audiobook and I have to say I thoroughly enjoyed it. Is it perfect? No, it's not, but it is very, very good in my opinion. And it really ups the ante from the first Siege of Terra novel, The Solar War. So before we begin any further, general spoiler warning for The Lost and the Damned, as I am going to be mentioning scenes that happen throughout the course of the novel. And as always, I really recommend you read the novel for yourself first, as that's the best way to enjoy the lore, for yourself. Not only that, but we also help to support the great Games Workshop and Black Library, because without them we wouldn't have this amazing lore we know and love. But with that said, let's just jump straight in. So first of all, reason 1. Malka Door reveals all. Now in chapter 3 of this novel we get what can only be described as one of the best Primarch conversations in all of the Heresy. As I said, I had the audiobook, and just sitting there listening to Primarchs interact is great at the best of times. But when you have such main players like Sanguinius, Jagat Khan, Rogel Dawn, Malka Door and Valdor, then you know you're in for a treat. And it really was that. Absolutely fantastic. Not only do we hear the Primarchs discussing their thoughts and feelings on the siege, the Heresy at large and their fallen brothers, but we also get Malka Door just laying it all out in the open for them. How he loves them all like sons, the existence of the Chaos Gods, the reason they weren't told before. And Malka Door makes it very clear here, if they were all told, it would have been a lot worse. But he does reveal how one of the Primarchs was told, because only he could be. And talk about tease right there. We don't know which Primarch it was at this point, but man, we have to talk about that in an upload. He then continues on how Vulcan is in the Emperor's throne room, more on that bit later, and ultimately how this is it. It's down to them. Their father the Emperor believes completely in these 3 Primarchs. There is no secret plan, it's down to you, and man, it is good. Reason number 2, the Sanguinius Jagat Khan bromance. I'm sure anyone who's ever watched this channel before knows I'm a big Primarch fan, and if there's anything I love more than a Primarch, it's Primarchs interacting with other Primarchs. And there's an absolutely awesome scene where Jagat sallies out with his sons on their jetbikes to take on the enemy. He's fed up sitting behind the walls, he's not taking it anymore, and here he encounters the newly enhanced, deformed sons of Mortarion, the Death Guard, and it's a great scene. Jagat just laying waste to traitors until he gets poisoned by one of their blades, and he continues to battle with the poison gradually taking hold of his body, feeling his strength drained. And it's really well written. I almost got to the point where I was really worrying about Jagat, even though we know he doesn't die. I was like, no, they wouldn't. Would they? You start wondering if there's going to be a major retcon here. And Sanguinius, who has been standing on the defence lines with the ordinary men and women of the Imperium, he can't see Jagat through the fog-laden gas, but he can sense his brother is in danger. So literally, with a cry of "to my brother," he just launches out into the traitors to save him, with his sanguinary guard just following their lord without any hesitation whatsoever. Reason number 3. Witness Horus and the Emperor's first meeting upon Terra. During the course of this novel, Horus continues his journey in the warp, testing his father, and here we are witness to a flashback or a memory of sorts of Horus's first arrival upon Terra, where he was brought before the Emperor, and it plays out with the true memory of what happened combined with Horus's current form in the warp, So it's kind of the memory and him reenacting it going on at the same time. Except in his current reenaction, he's being accompanied by the 4 chaos gods themselves. The 4 chaos gods themselves in human forms, accompanying Horus to taunt the Emperor. Oh man, that's good. Even now they still recoil at his power. But the thought of Horus and the chaos gods standing in front of the Emperor of Man, that's goosebump tingling right there. Things are getting good now. They really are. Now, obviously, as you can tell by now, I'm a big fan of The Lost and the Damned. I don't think it quite claims my Wolfsbane crown as favourite heresy novel, but it is up there. It really is. So that's saying something. However, the number one reason I can't put it at the top of my chain, and I think long-time fans will know where I'm going with this already, the Vulcan Dawn reunion retcon. What the... you know what. Okay, calm down, Rho. In case you don't know, and for some reason are watching this video anyway, Vulcan, Primarch of the Salamanders, is on Terra, down in the Emperor's throne room, standing guard before the throne to protect his father when the portal fails, because the Emperor has foreseen it will fail. Most likely when Malka Door is on there, or possibly during the swap over. I mean, we don't know, but it is going to fail, and Vulcan will have a part to play. But back to the topic in hand, Vulcan is there, and during the events of the novel Old Earth, we see the journey Vulcan takes to reach Terra and his father, and it's a thoroughly enjoyable read or listen. In particular, when Vulcan finally reaches Terra and reunites with his brother Rogel Dawn, in what is, without question, one of the top 5 scenes in all of the heresy to me. Just go back and listen to the upload I did covering that scene. Just listen to how it made me feel and the passion I had for it when I talk about it. That's not fake, guys. If I didn't seriously love scenes like that, I really wouldn't have this channel. 2 demigod warrior brothers, after everything they've both been through, having their lives torn upside down, their own brothers betraying them, the galaxy as they know it ripped apart. After all that and more, they finally, in that moment, just for a moment, get a glimmer of light in simply seeing each other again. And we even get Vulcan wrapping his brother in a hug. Seriously, if you've got the audiobook of Old Earth, go back and listen to it, or read the novel if you have that. From their initial meeting to the journey aboard the gunship, it's such an amazing scene from beginning to end. It's really fantastically written. And in this novel, in the amazing conversation I spoke about earlier, Malka Door reveals Vulcan lives and is on Terra, and Dawn doesn't know about it. Now, I don't know if this is just a huge mistake from the author and the editors, or it's an official retcon. I mean, I guess it is a retcon, even if they didn't mean it to be now. But man, what the hell? I cannot and will not accept that. To me, the Dawn and Vulcan reunion on Terra will always be canon. It just has to be. It was truly one of the best humanizing Primarch moments of the heresy. I'll just have to imagine Dawn is pretending he doesn't know or something to not upset his brothers, or perhaps he thought Vulcan died after he went to see the Emperor. But it certainly isn't the case. And don't get me wrong, the conversation is really well written, with the Primarchs elated that their brother lives, and Sanguinius asking why he can't sense Vulcan, only to be told the Emperor is using his power to keep him hidden from the enemy. But it's just the fact that whether intentionally or not, it's retconning one of the best Primarch moments. But with that, the rant is over. As I said, this novel is still a fantastic read, and it's one that I've enjoyed more than most, so it's definitely in the top tier for me. And that's saying something when I've got such a bone to pick with this major retcon. But with that one glaring reason aside, what did you guys think of the novel? I've seen it's only got 4 stars on Amazon reviews, so I'm curious what you guys think of it if you have read it. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? If you have read it, what are the particular moments that you loved that I mentioned, or did I not mention your favourite moments? But with that said, I am off, and I'll see you guys again real soon.